Intelligence. I'm Intox, along with BDot, baby.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
You know, you got to give you got to give a credit to people that's around you that's doing something, man. You know what I'm saying? That motivates them. You know, that really motivates them.
Well, it's kind of like something I've told people before. You know, because some people they'll look at you sometimes and just criticize you for just whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe you're not doing something right. You're not doing this right. Or you're not doing that right. Or you're not, you know. And sometimes what I tell people, and it could be a little bit of the Pisces coming out, but it's like I get triggered and I'll be like, well, what are you doing? What are you up to?
Right.
Because every year I'm putting out albums. I'm putting out singles. Every year or every week I'm doing the fucking show at this point. Last couple years, you know what I mean?
Doing something.
You know, and it's like I'm doing the things I feel like I need to do to further in this world. You know what I mean? Stuff that's talking to me, things that are speaking to me, and I'm putting it back out to the world.
Right.
Through music, through podcasting, through different things like that. So to me, I'm always like, I'm doing stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe I'm not the best at everything, or maybe I don't get everything right, but that's not what it's about.
Right.
It's not really about just getting everything perfect. It's about just maintaining and growing and building.
And you taking action.
You know, and I'm taking action.
Taking action behind it.
You know, and I say that because there's people around me sometimes that say, like, you know, like, well, what are you up to, or what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing all kinds of shit. But I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing, or are you just working a job and going to sleep every night?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you could be doing something too, you know?
Yeah, and until this day, people are still stuck at step one. And that's
Got to start
taking
somewhere.
action. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because everybody, a lot of people feel like they don't want to start anything until they think that they're ready and perfect at it or whatever. You know, like, oh, I got to be great at this before I start
Right.
this. When we started the podcast, we weren't like, hey, let's figure this out and maybe we'll start it soon and we'll think about it because we have to figure out. We just said, let's start next week.
Right.
And we showed up and we fucking started the
Right.
next week. And we've been going ever since.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Bomb droppers.
We still don't know what the fuck we're doing. We still don't know what the fuck we're doing. But we're here, we're creating, we're growing, we're building. You know what I mean? The fan base is growing, the idea is growing, the fucking shirt. I mean, I'm not wearing a shirt today, but you're wearing the fucking shirt, all love. But the shirts ideas have grown. I mean, we got 30 something types of different shirts up there that are just AwkwardIntel affiliated with. There's also PPE shirts up there. There's 15, 20 different PPE shirts you can get. Then there's the Connected and Respected T-shirt collection. You know what I mean? That's military and other things and da-da-da. So we've got different ideas out there. You know what I mean? And that all grew from the show. You know what I mean? It would have never, none of that stuff would have came together without the show. The show influenced a lot of that.
I agree.
So you got to just do something, folks. Get out there and do it, and things will grow from it.
Bomb droppers.
You know, hey, let's get into it. This is supposed to be the Awkward Intelligence Network. That's what it turned into. It started out as a podcast, but we turned it into a network at this point, which means we want to bring you more content. And that content is going to start pretty soon with a new show called Audacity Out Loud, a new podcast we're putting together. You know, and it's not even us putting it together. It's people affiliated with us that are like, hey, I saw you guys doing a show. I liked what you guys are up to. I want to start something. And they're going to grow their own show. It's called Audacity Out Loud, where things get curious, get real, and get loud.
Bomb droppers.
So stay tuned for that. We'll have some stuff come across the Instagrams and the Facebooks and all that shit, you know, promoting that as it gets closer. But yeah, that's the basic take right there is Audacity Out Loud, new show on the AwkwardIntel network coming soon.
See, we started with one thing and we branched off doing another thing, man. So basically, that come back to you.
Well, that's
got
the
to
thing.
start something.
Yeah,
man.
we built a foundation and an idea here, and now others are taking that idea and going, hey, you have everything. All I got to do is bring the content.
Right.
So all they got to do is bring new content. So Audacity Out Loud, you're gonna have to figure it out. You have to find it and see it and go, when's that come out? Very soon, within the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. It's gonna have its first episode pretty soon. So that'll be a new series coming out on the AwkwardIntel network. So stay tuned.
Yes, sir. That's not even my show, but I'm excited for the shit. You know.
Yeah. It's exciting to watch the network grow.
Right.
You know, so that's like I said, think about it. You're the pioneer and the foundation for these new shows that are about to start showing up. And they may not be our shows. We may have nothing to do with them, you know, in certain ways.
Right.
But it has everything to do with our network. We created the network for them to grow and be here.
That's what's up.
And that's the cool part.
That's what's up, man.
So yeah, that's what we continue to do. You know what I mean? As a group, as PPE, as IMG, as the foundation of all these things. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff grew out of us building, just starting something,
right?
And then others following. You know, that's what it's about.
Yeah, and that person who's taking action is not. You know what I mean? They not just waiting around and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to do something. So,
yeah.
They want to better themselves, so they made a change. They want to start something, so they're gonna start and see how it is. You know, it ain't that hard, folks. It's not that hard. You gotta put your mind to it. That's it, man.
That's like we keep saying. You got to start somewhere, and that's everything and anything. You know, it's like you want to start a small business or something going. You just start putting it together and start working it, because there's people out there that are doing it right now and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Facts.
They didn't start it because they just had all the ideas. They started it because they had one idea and they said, "Let's get it fucking going." They don't have it all. You're not supposed to.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the whole let go and let God type of deal. Is you have the idea, you have the know-how, and now you just put execution to it. As you put execution to it, if it's in your favor, if you're supposed to be there, things will come to you. Right. It'll start to work itself out. Those problems you start to have will work themselves out, because they'll go, "Oh, let's work that out for you. Oh, let's fix this now. Oh, let's do this." You didn't know all that stuff was going to happen. You didn't need to. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just need to know that your goal is to do what? Provide a service of what? You know, do a what? You know, what are you creating? And then as you create that, the world will grow around you. Come on, folks.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
I totally agree on that, man. I totally agree.
Yeah. I mean,
you just gotta build a foundation, man.
That's why I say, look at this show. We didn't plan any of this.
Gotta build a foundation.
You know what I mean? We didn't come into this thinking, "Hey, we're going to do a T-shirt line. We're going to do this. We're going to do that." We just said, "Let's start fucking talking."
Right.
You know what I mean? And next thing you know, and it is, you know, our own research and ideas that we're looking at other shows. We're looking at other podcasters. What are they doing? You know, and we're taking some of those ideas. And we're not, you know, it's not like we're ripping those ideas. We're going, "Oh, hey, I like how they did that. Let's try something along those lines. Or let's try something with that." And then, you know what I mean? And we're growing and we're trying to build a brand of some sort so that you can find the little, we need to give this guy a name. What's his fucking name? Our little fucking mascot over here.
Oh.
You can see him behind me, right? He needs a fucking name. Maybe we need to put that out to the people.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments. Start dropping names in the comments of what you think this little dude's name should be. What's his name? Who is this guy?
I think I'm playing it.
Right. I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. Like, how do you name a logo? Right. You know what I mean? Like, how do you give him his own personality? I don't even know where to start. So yeah, if you want to get interactive with the show, drop it in the comments, folks. If there's a name you think, if you've been thinking to yourself like, they should probably call him this, drop it in the comments. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody will win a free T-shirt. Who knows? Who knows what?
There you go. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go. Shit, just come up with a name. You know, if you like it, like you said, you might get a T-shirt.
If we pick your name, right?
You know
what I mean. If there's a bunch of names that come in, something cool, something creative, and we pick it and we go, "Hey, shoot me a fucking address. I'll fucking send you a T-shirt." You know what I mean? Pick one off the website.
Can't beat it.
Shoot me your size and color, and we're in the game.
Can't beat it.
You know what I mean? It's simple, folks. You know, you just got to follow along. And if you want to get interactive, you can. If you don't, then just listen and have a good time. You know what I mean? You don't have to be interactive. I get it. You know, sometimes there's probably a lot of people online, you know, who think, man, those people put out promotions all the time. Nobody wins shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like it's all just a gimmick. It could be. I don't know. But here, it's not, because we're real.
I know, man.
And so if we say we're going to do something, we'll do it.
I hate that shit,
You know
man.
what I mean? But you never know.
It's like one company or one brand
Promoting themselves or whatever.
Yeah. That's like when you start doing the shit, it's like, oh, nah, you scamming or you this and you that. Nah, man.
Right.
I'm the one really trying to help your ass out.
We're just trying to give you information. We're trying to teach you things, have fun, interact, and in an environment that's easy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point. It's like, you know, everybody, you know, always acted like if you wanted to get the word of God or this or whatever that, you had to go to church and you had to like dress a certain way and look a certain way and act a certain way just to be in a certain place. You don't have to do that here. You can come here, be yourself, and still get information, ideas, metaphysics, you know what I mean? Word, whatever it is, whatever we're talking that day. You know what I mean? That's the idea, is to just come get the information, and you can show up how you want. You can bring your party favors. You can drink a little drink, whatever you want to do. Take your time, relax. It's your space. It's your time.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you get to share it with us, and we appreciate that.
Hey, let's get it,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir. Definitely appreciate it, man. Hey, thanks for the follows too, man. New followers coming in.
Yeah, new
Appreciate
followers.
it.
Yeah, they're digging that. They're digging that that JFK documentary we dropped. They're digging that joint. That's cool. There's a lot of feedback, a lot of questions, you know, a lot of comments on that video, and so that's awesome. You know what I mean? That's why I said we're a network. We're not about just dropping one podcast and that's it. We're a network. We're going to drop different things here and there, spread truth, spread information. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Keep it coming and let people know that, you know, this is a place they can come and get information. They can come get entertainment. They can come get, you know, whatever. It just depends on what you get out of it, you know? I hope we're able to provide you with something, you know?
Right.
Some laughs,
for real.
something.
For real.
You know, because we have a good time here too. We get serious. We get, you know, Intox rants. It goes down. You know what I mean? We have good conversations too. You know what I mean? We have deep conversations. You know, it's interesting. It's awkward. you know, we talk about all kinds of shit. You know, I for me personally, I feel like I open up a lot more than anybody else. You know what I mean? Personally, but that's because I like it. The way it kind of gives me a, you know, it's almost like instead of just talking into a mirror, I feel like I'm talking to people. You know what I mean? You know, because there's points where you know you do got to sit there and talk to yourself about different shit. You know, that's how it works. But also in this format, when I put stuff out there, a lot of times I'm trying to put it out there and I'm trying to go deep with it, is because I think other people's will understand these experiences and get something out of it and go, wow, I didn't even think about it like that, or that angle, or maybe you comment and you give me an angle I'm not even thinking of. I don't know. Right. You know, we're all getting advice from each other. That's what it comes down to.
That's it, man. That's it. From each other, man. You can't hold information in and don't want to tell me what you know, about it.
Yeah, so that's why I get more real than you would expect sometimes. You know, some people, you know, because you look at some of these hosts and they act like they want to be perfect and they have no flaws, and you know they got to be this certain persona. You know, you look at a lot of different other things sometimes, and I think people think that sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm putting that out there. I feel like that's how people kind of portray them. Other people, you know what I'm saying, is they always try to look perfect, and it's like, you see us, nothing's perfect around here.
Right.
I mean, we're always moving around, doing stuff, fumbling, dropping stuff. I mean, this is just normal conversation. We just happen to have a mic in front of us and a camera, you know, and we're sharing. We want to share this information because here's the thing. That's part of what this show started about years ago. You know, like when we thought of it up, was we used to sit here in the studio sometimes for hours. While we were recording, but we would pause and eat and do different things, but we would have conversations, and we would just chat about all kinds of stuff, politics, stuff in the news, our kids, our families, friends, shit that happens to us, stuff that was going on at work, that's crazy. Oh, yo, check this out, man, whatever. And we just would have philosophical conversations with each other, and there would be times where I'm like, damn, I wish we recorded this. Because I wish somebody else could hear this, because we had good information. You know, and that's what started me into the journey of wanting to start to, you know, I'd been watching podcasts.
Start a podcast. Yeah.
So that made me want to get into that journey. And I just, you know, I was there with those folks back in the day. I was there where I was like, man, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't think I know. I don't know if I have enough to say. I don't know. Could I really talk for an hour and a half? Or, you know, I'm all this stuff going through, you know, doubting myself and just doing all these things. And, you know, it's the same stuff most people do to themselves on a daily basis, you know, when they're thinking about other things they're doing. But then when I saw a like-minded person like you and we had a conversation and we were like, I was like, what better way to do it than to just do it?
That's it.
So that's what we, you know, that's why it's another reason why we keep saying it. You know, it's like, just get started. Just start doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Pick something and start doing it, especially if you enjoy it, you know?
Yeah. I went to some folks on TikTok and, you know, they say they try and do a podcast. I'm like, well, go ahead and do it.
Right.
It's in your name. Her name was something podcast. You know what I mean? So she had the word podcast
she'd already started to manifest it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She started the idea believing that's where she was going to go.
Yeah.
So yeah. And sometimes that's what it is.
Well, what you waiting for? You got it. Go.
Because that's why I say sometimes there's times where I've planted things in my music knowing I was going there, but I wasn't there all the way yet. See what I'm saying? And that's why, like I said, when we started this show, the song for the original intro, because we used the Awkward Intelligence now, but the original intro, what's it called? It was a song that I had did that was in preparation for an album we were working on. But within that song, I had already put the premise of doing a show. I just, you know, it was just in there, and that's why it started out that way. You know what I mean? Was the way that it said, that way it talked about, you know. And the thing was, is by the time we started the show, you probably could with that one. By the time we started the show, it was like that's the perfect intro.
That's perfect.
But the thing was, I didn't write it as an intro, and it was never written, and we didn't have a show when I wrote it. But I anticipated the idea of getting into it, so I was like, here's, you know what I mean, here's what I'm going to write, and it's going to be part of this song for whatever reason. And then, you know what I mean? And then ever since then, we're able to put it in, you know what I mean? There's other things that I've said or we've said in our songs. Just, it's like premonition stuff that we're manifesting, that we're growing, that we're building.
Right.
You know? Because once the idea is out in the air, just put it in the air. You know? So, you know, that's the idea. Once it's in the air, it's in motion.
Right.
And now it's up to you to either keep putting energy into it and grow it, or just let it go off, or give it to someone else, or do something with it. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all it is. You know, and you know, and then like with this stuff now, it's almost like a job to me now. You know, it's something I got to prepare for every week. You know, something I got to think about. Something I got. You know what I mean? I know that there's Wednesday's my day. You know, to go put. You know, and then sometimes I feel like I got to do research, and sometimes I feel like the research comes to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't even try sometimes, and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna say all that on the episode this week. You know what I mean, or whatever. You know, and then sometimes I have all kinds of things I want to say, and then we sit down, we hit play, and we don't say shit about none of it.
Yeah, that's how I be, man. That's how I be.
We go off in all different directions,
That's exactly
which is
how I
great.
be.
We had great conversation, but it was like I had all these points that I thought I could throw in, and we never got there.
Yeah, if it come up, it come up. You know,
Yeah.
shit.
You know what I mean? And a lot of it does. Sometimes a lot of it does because it's just the conversations that we get into. You know, it'll go, oh, good segue, and then I'll like, you know what I mean? Because then I'll remember what I was gonna say or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then we get those moments. You know what I mean? Because those are not, like I said, those are not scripted moments. But we might at the beginning of the show go, yo, let's chat about this, let's chat about that. Okay, boom. And then we just go. And then I forgot what we just said 10 minutes ago.
Right.
But then you'll say something, or I'll say something, and then it sparks the great segue.
Yeah.
Because those are things we said we wanted to chat about where we forgot. And so, boom.
And
that's like, growing and learning.
Yeah. See, and then it's like with me, I might go home tonight, might start researching tonight. get something in my head for next week. And then Thursday, I do the same thing. And then I get here Wednesday, I'm like, oh,
Blanked it out.
That
Totally
shit
forgot.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah. But you had it. Like the whole thing, you memorized it, you put it together. And I'm like, yeah, man,
I got
this
it.
shit. I got this. Okay.
I got
and then
it.
boom. I'm with you. I've been there too.
Yeah.
I show up and then I'm like, what?
Oh, shit.
What are we talking about today?
Yeah, man. Because it be a lot of things happening and shit. And then, you got to take that shit in along with the shit you done already took in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was kind of like, in a way, like when I did the rants, that helped kind of keep me kind of regurgitating some of those things because I was bringing stuff up. Sometimes that was relevant for the time, but also I was bringing stuff up that were just things I wanted to get out. You know what I mean? It was like I just wanted to explain. It's like go back to the rants if you haven't watched those. It's one of the playlists on our channel. And what it was like depending on what I was like, if I was talking about spirituality or if I was talking about religion or if I was talking about relationships or if I was talking about the truther community, it was like I was explaining what those things are to me, what I saw them as and how I'm learning and growing and I understanding them differently than what we've always been taught. And so that was the whole point about the rants, was just for me to get that information out. So I felt like I was teaching a little bit with that, and just giving my take. What's my take on food? What's my take on, this? What's my take? You know what I mean? And then I threw some fun stuff in there, and then I threw some conspiracy things in there where it's like songs I played and go, look, I wrote this song in 2004, and then this shit didn't happen until 2018. Like, what the fuck, So I had some fun stuff in there too, and things like that. And so it was a little bit of creativity things that I was able to put together, but I felt like I was teaching. I gave, it was like on here is the long form. They can come here and it's hard. I can't tell you where to find where I talked about such and such.
Right.
We don't have a catalog like that just yet. Yeah, I might be able to do that one day, but we haven't gotten to that. But with the rants, if somebody asks me about something, I can go, oh, I talked about flat earth, go look at my rant. And it's right there. And then they can just 4 minutes, they're done. You know what I mean? So that was, another thing. It was another way to just point people to some information quickly. And then now we got the Awkward Intelligence clips page on YouTube as well. Awkward Intel clips. So you know what I mean? So then you can just get some clips. If you just want to catch clips of the show, go subscribe to that joint. Awkward Intel clips, you know what I mean? And go check that out. So we'll be dropping more clips on there, soon. And there's a bunch on there already. So yeah, we're just knocking it out, man. Look at this. Just all kinds of new. We start out with start something, and then we're telling about 6 different things we're doing.
That's what I'm saying. You see, and that's because we started. You know what I'm saying?
Because
that's
we started,
the bottom
folks.
line. We started,
and now it's growing. What they say? What is the Sam Boys talk about last week? They said we built a tree, we built a foundation, and now branches are just growing.
Oh
off
yeah. Bomb droppers.
Yep. Remember? So now we're just growing the branches.
That's it.
Awkward Intel podcast is the foundation. It's the tree. And then the network becomes where we start branching everybody off. Audacity out loud. Get ready for that. You know what I mean?
Hey, let's get it, bro.
I feel like that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
Oh, and I didn't even tell you who the fucking host was. Good thing you stuck around. Our friend Coach Q.
Coach Q
is going to be the host of Audacity Out Loud.
See that?
See what I'm saying?
We motivate him that much to start his own podcast, his own podcast.
He's going to put his own content together, and
That's what's up.
He's going to be dropping it exclusively on Awkward Intel Network.
That's what's up. Gotta give it up for him. He's doing something, man.
Yep.
He's doing something, taking that first step.
Yeah, next thing you know, we'll have Audacity Out Loud t-shirts ready to go. You know what I mean? We'll see what's happening. You'll see it. It'll start moving pretty quick. So stick around. Stay tuned.
Just gotta get motivated, baby. Get motivated. I don't see why it's so hard for people to get motivated, man.
The world's kicking the shit out of them, man.
The world, yeah.
Or at least that's how they're observing it. It feels like it's kicking the shit out of them. You know what I mean? And so they're so busy fighting the world every day. You know what I mean? They got no time to fucking go do anything extra. At least that's how their mind thinks.
Just drained.
You know what I mean? They're drained. Yeah. They're just drained from just all the bullshit.
Yeah.
The kids, the work, the school, the fucking your boss, or whatever. Just so much shit going on. Your baby daddy, your baby mama. You know what I mean? There's so much shit happening that you're just like, I just need a little bit of peace and quiet. And so everybody's battling that shit in their fucking head.
Yeah.
And so they don't think they got time to go do nothing else. They don't got time. All they want to do is rest at that point. I'd rather rest than go build. You know what I mean? Because that sounds like more work.
I mean, you're right now. Now that you say that shit, you know what I mean? It's a drink, motherfucker. So, all they want to do is rest.
Yep.
You feel me? So.
And I'm there. I have my days. And I have my days.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, fuck, man, I really do not feel like getting up today. And I won't. If I might not. Because, there's days I just rest too. I get it. You got to have those days. Yeah. I'm not talking about that. You know what I mean? You got to have your rest days.
Yeah.
We're talking, we're not talking about go chase the bag and got to go hard. I got to go hard, All that's bullshit. All that was to make you fucking push it away. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
All you got to do is chase your dreams. You chase your dreams, everything else will work out.
Shit, wake up from your dream first. You gotta wake up from your dream.
Hey, Neo, wake up, Neo.
Wake up from your dream, then get on it, man.
You're in the Matrix.
For real, man. It's crazy out here. Shit, you man, I seen a clip on the damn, I think it was Instagram or Facebook, one of those. But it was like a zombie type dude.
Was it commercial?
No, this was an actual film.
Okay.
They in Walmart and somebody recording this shit. The guy come out the bathroom. I guess they had a little scrapple in the bathroom or whatever. I don't know what happened in the bathroom.
With the zombie?
Yeah, but
okay.
I don't know what happened in the bathroom. Right. But they showed them coming out the bathroom.
Okay.
And the zombie dude was on a, he was like holding the dude down and shit. He was holding him, but the other dude, he was swinging and shit, right? And then somehow he slipped. The zombie dude slipped on the floor.
Right.
And another guy was walking past, and as the zombie was getting up, he like ran toward the dude. He like ran toward the guy.
The guy that was close.
Yeah, that was walking past. And then the video cut off. But
it's a real movie or just some clip of something?
It's not no movie.
You think that's real?
Yeah.
Okay, so from what you observed,
I looked at the video.
It looked like a real video.
I looked at the video 100 times.
Oh shit!
I seen people in the background how they was moving.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen, I seen people step back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like look all.
So
crazy,
you think the dude might have
shit.
turned in the bathroom? There was a scuffle and then some shit poured out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
dude tried to get away and he grabbed him
right
from the back or whatever, and then
as he lunges towards this next dude, the video just cuts off.
Yeah, video cut off. Yeah. I was kind of mad about that, but I had to watch it again. I had to see what's going on because it's a lot of AI shit going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it looked like a real video to you. Like from what you could tell, it seemed like it was trying to be a real video. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. I'll have to see if I can see that one.
I watched everybody. I watched everybody in the video.
The Intel channels have got to have that in there.
Yeah.
It's got to be popping up soon, I'm sure. If you're seeing it, you saw it on TikTok?
Nah. No? It was on Facebook or Instagram, one of those.
Gotcha.
And me, I don't scroll too much. So
But that's what I'm saying. If it gets popular enough, if it feels like it's popular enough, it'll push it out and more people will see it. So I feel like I'll start to see something. Well, at this point, we're talking to the phone. Show me that video.
Believe me, it's gonna pop up.
Sometimes you gotta just tell your FBI agent to share that video, please.
It's gonna pop up.
It'll pop up on my shit now.
And then we got Zombie Control.
A lot of movies, a lot of games that have zombies in it. You know what I mean? A lot of movies, a lot of games, a lot of different things. So you're like, why are they pushing this zombie idea? I'm with you.
Exactly.
Why is it getting? Because we're pushing the sci-fi, we're pushing the that stuff, the superpowers and different things. We're pushing that, which is good. But why are they pushing this zombie agenda? Could that be part of the dark side? Is they want us to? That's what I'm saying. That's the world they want us to have. Obviously, they want us to be in a fucked up world because they can control that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Where if it's like think about it. We don't need them. You know what I mean? Like they think that's the whole point is we've got so dependent on having a government and so many fucking things tying us down that we just got used to it. It was part of the world. But when we're realizing now we don't need them at all. We don't need none of that shit. And that's what we're losing. They're losing their grip and we're getting more freedom. You know what I mean? And so that's an awesome part. But you got to think, like you're saying, what idea are they're trying to put out? They want control. They want us to be scared. They want to put fear in the air. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, but for him to be just loose like that, you feel me? Like, and you know what's crazy? I be seeing some cars out here that got zombie patrol on the back.
Well, I see what you're saying, but what if it's not zombies? Maybe that's the lie. Because that's what they keep pushing. Maybe it's not zombies. Maybe they're actually starting to show their true form, which is a raging, I don't fucking like humans, I would rather them die type vibe. You see what I'm saying? Instead of this docile vibe they've been around us where they just give us a little racism and you know what I mean? And you see what I'm saying? They become those monsters that they probably are. Maybe we're gonna start seeing that.
And that's crazy. The dude, he was inhuman. He was human.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you really couldn't tell if he was a fucking whatever the fuck he was.
Shapeshifter, reptilian, satanic,
or
whatever. Yeah, AIM. Right. Demon.
So you couldn't really tell.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe because we're still not fully out of the trance per se. Because I think if we were fully out of the trance, we could see everybody who's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could. I'm just saying we probably could see it more better. Is more better a word? Is that a more better? There was a movie called Mo Better.
It's words.
So it works. So it works.
They go together.
They go together.
Yeah, that shit crazy. Have you seen any of them cars?
Which
like
one?
ride past you or whatever?
Zombie Patrol?
Yeah, Zombie Patrol.
I feel like I've seen a sticker maybe or a bumper sticker on somebody's shit that might have said something weird like that or something like
that. Zombie Patrol. What the fuck?
I hope they're for real. Like as in like, you got weapons? Are we ready to get down? Because I'm ready to get down if you're ready to get down.
Shit, they might got some extra.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
spray
if
type
some shit
shit
goes down, pop your trunk. Let's get it. I got your 6.
Bomb droppers.
I'm just saying, if you're saying you're Zombie Patrol, you better bring it. You know what I mean?
For real, man.
Have some shields and some fucking AKs in the back of your fucking.
I hope they got an easy number to dial.
Yeah, who do you call?
You're right.
Ghostbusters.
1-800 zombies.
Ooh, that might be it.
1-800.
That's 7 letters or 7 numbers?
I don't know.
Zombies.
It might be.
That would work, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Let's dial it. You want to dial it right now?
Hey, I'm not fucking with that.
They'd be like.
Thank you for calling zombies.
Right.
How can I help you?
Thank you for calling zombies. What's your emergency?
How many do you have? How far are they apart from you?
Right.
Are they close?
Right. Can you hear them right now?
Right. Sorry, we are 2 hours away. Just stay put.
Hold down the fort as long as you can.
Right.
Shoot them in the face.
Like, where y'all located, man?
We have our closest chapter is.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I swear I might have seen a bumper sticker at least once.
Yeah.
You seen a few of them?
Yeah, man. I seen one parked at the gas
They're
station.
fucking patrolling.
I seen one on the highway. I seen one driving past me. Like, I was like, what is going a zombie?
Riding down the highway.
I seen a Ghostbusters one too.
Yeah. They're all out, man. They're all fucking gaming it right now. Everybody's got work. There's monsters and demons all over the place.
Yeah, but I don't know if that one for sure. That one probably be for sure. Yeah, you're right. They all over the motherfucking place.
Everybody's got a job right now, man.
Yep. And your job is to stay away from them because they'll suck your energy away. Vampire,
Well, the thing is somebody's
zombies, stay away from them.
King Smarty the other day was talking, right? On one of the podcasts I'm watching. And he said, think about it, folks. He goes, when you vibrate high, they tell you that when you start to vibrate high, you push everything out of your field that doesn't align with you. That stuff will fall off. Right? And so if we believe that, what he's saying is, once you're vibrating high enough, demons can't even see you. And you can't see them either. It's like you moved into a different dimension. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Because you're at such a vibrating height. What are they doing in your field? They don't even vibrate with you. Right. You see what I'm saying? So the whole idea, and so that's why everybody, that's why people are always, like women got to be scared at night, walking to their cars, different things. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to be cautious. There's always fucking creeps out there. We get it. But also, if you're vibing at a certain height, that demon doesn't even see you anymore. You don't even exist to them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not telling you to go take chances. That's not what I'm saying, because the world hasn't changed like that.
And it can't touch you.
But what I'm saying is, if you think about it that way, you got to get your, and I'm not talking about just your mind frame. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to eat better. You're going to have to work out. You're going to have to, you see, and you're going to have to do things you love. You know what I mean? Go do, like we talked about, stroking that heart muscle. You know what I mean? Doing shit you love, And so doing all that raises your vibe to a level where demons and shit just can't fuck with you no more. That's what I'm saying.
Bomb droppers.
That's what we're striving towards. That's what we're building into. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole point of trying to vibe high. Because once we get all that other shit out of the way, it's not even going to be around us anymore.
Right.
We're not going to have to deal with any of that. We're just going to be able to chill and do what we need to do and have a good time and love each other and fucking be successful. And that's it.
Bomb droppers. Vibe high. Vibe high. For real, man. That's the way to go, man. That's the way to go.
Yeah, and that's how they, and that's what people will ask. Well, how do you know who's good and who's this? You got to use your intuition. Your intuition tells you who's good and who's bad. If you feel uneasy around certain people, there's something going on there. And you're not picking up on it yet if you feel uneasy, because you'll start to know once you start to be around certain people. You'll be like, yep, nope, can't fuck with that motherfucker. Something's definitely up over there. You see what I'm saying? Like, you'll know. But what I'm saying is that's why we got to build that intuition. See, that's what they stole from us. We've talked about this before. That's how they stole it from us, is they gave us people of authority, people in uniform. And you see what I'm saying? So it put our trust level, instead of us using intuition of, is this person a good person? We go, oh, you got a uniform on. Oh, you've got authority. You must be a good person. That's not how that works.
Right.
We're learning that now. And I understood that for a long time, and I kept trying to explain it to people, but nobody wanted to hear it at the time. You know what I mean? Everybody's just like, oh, no, people have authority. You got to respect authority. No, you don't. No, you got to respect people who respect you. You got to respect people that are good to you. You can't just respect everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how it works. It's got to be you got to have a mutual understanding, and that comes from the heart when you start to vibe with people. You know what I mean? You'll know. You'll be like, this person is vibing off for some reason. I don't know why they seem like a genuine person, but something's, you know what I mean? You'll start to get those feelings. You'll start to see that.
Don't ignore that sign.
Right.
Don't you ignore that damn sign.
And so by them beating it out of us in a lot of ways, that's why we don't trust it. That's why we can't trust it. That's why we're always like, I don't know, I can't trust it. Because we're just not used to doing that. We're not used to building. So that's the muscle. We got to grow that. We got to grow that idea, That's what all this. That's what a lot of this is grown into for us. We're spiritually growing through this. You know what I mean? Through us putting all this information out to everybody is another way for us to express our light and grow ourselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then people out there are receiving that energy and that information and able to grow and build their lives around those ideas, you know, and stuff like that. Because like I said, we have never been on here promoting anything crazy.
No.
You know what I mean? We're not promoting any wild shit.
No. Not at all.
That's not what we're about.
Definitely good advice.
Mm-hmm. Try to give the best advice we can.
Yeah.
You know, try to give the best advice we can. You know, teach you about things, point you in directions.
Yeah, we ain't gonna stay you wrong now.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's up to you to do your research. It's up to you to look things up. Mm-hmm. You know, the information we have is just information we're gathering. It's not fucking 100% information. It's not how this works. You know, you got to look and do some stuff too. And you know, and like I said, we're not going to be 100% on everything, you know. So you could come back and hit the comments and go, hey, y'all were talking about this. I looked it up. It says this and this and this. Blah. Then we can go, oh, shit, let me go look at that. I didn't see that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
We got to go look it up.
Then we got feedback and we got ideas and we can say, okay, you're right. Maybe we didn't articulate that properly. Maybe this is, you know, whatever. Or hey, you found something we didn't know about. Mm-hmm. It could be whatever, you know. It's like, but if we're not getting the feedback and then you just want to sit there and be mad at us, well, then there's nothing I can do. You guys are so wrong. Well, then fucking put it in the comments. Let's talk about it.
Shit, I ain't heard nothing. Nobody say nothing to me about we being wrong.
Right. See what I'm saying? Prove me wrong. That's all I'm saying. Since you're such a fucking expert out there, prove me wrong. Sitting there looking at the TV.
That's the problem, man. We can't come to agreement because everybody think everybody's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody think they know more than the next person. You don't know that.
Right.
You don't know that.
You just have a piece.
Right.
I have a piece. You have a piece. Together we have a couple pieces.
Right.
But we don't have the whole story, you know? But we can get closer to the story the more we know.
Exactly.
You know?
That's all you got to do. Just come to agreement somewhere in the line.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, folks, for real, this is like, you know, because some people can look at these episodes and go, you know, like, where are these guys getting this information? What are they, you know? I'm telling you, I've had all the same fucking questions you've had. And I had questions and I talked about them in my head and I'm just like, well, what the fuck? Because, I mean, if God didn't exist, but if he did exist, then fucking, why would he let this happen? And, you know what I mean? Like, you have all these fucking things that you talk about in your own head, but once you start to gather information and you talk to other people and you get all these different angles, a lot of it just starts to make sense, especially if you can remember it all. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not everybody can do that. Not everybody can gather the information and then remember it all to put it together.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but like I said, that's why I said with my brain, I'm like that. I gather information and I can.
But you
keep
know
stacked.
it though. But
you know what I mean?
You just can't put the shit together.
Right. And so I can put it together fast. Some people, it just takes them longer. They got to think about it and, you know, maybe get back to you or whatever. But, like, I can just gather it in my head and put it together and go, oh, what about that movie I watched in fucking 1996 that had fucking da-da-da-da, and now it matches up with this shit because this person is saying, you know what I mean, or whatever, or this movie is saying da-da. It's the same shit they were saying back then, but it's like 20 fucking years later or whatever, you know what I mean? So you can, that's what I can do. I can throw all that stuff together in my head. But, you know what I mean? And so that's what it became for me is when I had all these questions, they all started becoming answered. Because I started seeing new things and understanding new podcasts and putting things together and watching documentaries and seeing and then going, wait a minute, okay, that's why this happened over here. And because that happened and made this happen and this now connects to this. And I never even knew these two things went together. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And you're like, but
yeah, you start figuring shit out, you start finding more shit.
It's just research.
Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna kill you, man. Believe me. Once you start researching shit, you're gonna find something else. And then you're going to want to dig in that. You know what I'm saying? So you just going to want to keep going and keep going. That's what research make you do, man. For those who research.
Well, talking about research.
That's what that make you do.
Nice segue.
Shit, I tell everybody now. Hey, I tell everybody now, man. Hey, if you don't know, go look it up. Look it up, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might not believe me. You're not gonna take my word for it. So go look it up and get your own information. What's happening?
But we got this song we did for the PPE Cartel mixtape, volume 1, called "Don't Stand." We used the Chris Brown beat, but we put our own spin on it, and the shit was like on some conspiracy level. We did this, I want to say, in 2018, maybe 2018, 2019, maybe 2017 even. So anywhere from 2017 to 2019, we did it somewhere in there. I can't remember the exact dates at this point. It was so long ago. But anyways, so it was within a couple years of that time frame, and we're talking about research for one, but at the same time, it was like we're I don't want to say predicting. We were remembering things that are happening now. And that's what's crazy about it, is because I was like, wow, I don't remember saying all that shit back then. And look what's going on right now. So this is Poison Ink, Mr. Prim, and myself, and it's called "Don't Stand." Check this out.
What's up?
Don't stand too close to me. No, my mind ain't where it's supposed to be. Oh, I try to stay sucker free, but the devil came and took my soul from me. Oh, don't stand too close to me. No, don't stand too close to me. No, don't stand too close to me. No, my mind ain't where it's supposed to be. Oh, my boss is tripping. About to make me put the whole clip in. And put it to her lips. And do it like this. Make her give it to the gun until it has an orgasm. Make it bust, make it squirt. Whatever comes first, that's trigonomics. A black man, ebonics. Thought Santonic from the second hand of chronic. Niggas wanna chill, I don't get down like that. Wanna borrow money, y'all don't pay niggas back. When I was down, y'all turned y'all backs. Y'all know who y'all are, we don't drop names like that. Your conversation's going one ear through the other. That's because my mind is thinking of another way not to kill each other. So please, let me be. Let the hook sing. Don't stand too close to me. No, my mind ain't where it's supposed to be. Oh, I try to stay sucker free, but the devil came and took my soul from me. Oh, don't stand too close to me. No, don't stand too close to me. No, don't stand too close to me. No, my mind ain't where it's supposed to be.
Oh, don't stand so close to me. You fucking with a nigga diagnosed PTSD. Too many haters, I only fuck with too many of them players. So many snitches, so I only fuck with so many bitches. Too many hitters, so I'm pulling them triggers. Giving them lemons, my demons with women. Got me swimming with sinning, but I'm winning. I'm grinning, my nigga, I'm grimy as street. I'm selling them beat, but I'm giving off heat. So, don't stand so close to me. I'm ticking like bomb, burning like flame. When I'm giving off game, never no shame. We not one and the same. Picking your brain like a nigga untamed, going insane.
Don't stand too close to me. No, my mind ain't where it's supposed to be. Oh, I try to stay sucker free, but the devil came and took my soul from me. Oh, don't stand too close to me. No, don't stand too close to me. No, don't stand too close to me. No, my mind ain't where it's supposed to be.
My mind is a muscle, so I train my mind. But it's sweating like a slave working overtime. So I push it to the limit, walking the edge. Subliminal messages, fucking with the feds. Illuminati killers all over social media. Jade Helm 15, look it up on Wikipedia. The doc asking me if I'm feeling suicidal. Giving me pills, trying to put me on trial. Standing in the dark, trying to gather my thoughts. Finger on the trigger, ready to set it off. Big Pharma, they keep fucking with my psyche. Constant dreams of people trying to fight me. GMOs in our food, killing babe. Prozac, making teens murdering, go crazy. So don't stand so close to me. America's a lie, cause they don't wanna fuck with me.
Don't stand too close to me. No, my mind ain't where it's supposed to be. Oh, I try to stay sucker free, but the devil came and took my soul from me. Oh, don't stand too close to me. No, don't stand too close to me. No, don't stand too close to me. No, my mind ain't where it's supposed to be. Oh.
So yeah, I was going off on that joint, man. And when I heard that verse, I was like, the fuck was I talking about back then?
Damn.
I said Jade Hound 15, look it up on Wikipedia. And Mr. Prim said he did. He was like, I didn't even know what that shit was when you said it. He was like, I looked it up. We was doing our research, folks. Come on.
Got to. Damn, don't stand too close to me. Because the devil took
my soul
from me.
Yeah.
Gee.
And what that means is I have just as much mercy for the enemy as the enemy had for me.
Bomb droppers.
So don't stand too close to me. My mind ain't what it's supposed to be.
Right. Yeah, so like, I'm
trying to live sucker free.
I don't even want to fuck with you. I don't want no smoke.
My mind is a muscle, so I train my mind, but it's working like a slave overtime.
Yeah. That was a nice joint.
Yeah.
Is that
mixtape shit.
Yeah, is that beat still playing? Is that song still playing?
I don't know, man. Are we still listening to Chris Brown or?
I'm not, cause I don't be on my radio. Too tough.
Do we like Chris Brown still, or what's the deal?
I think so. I think people.
He got away with beating Rihanna. It's all good.
Right. I think people still rock with the man.
People make mistakes. I get it. He was young. You know what I mean? What was he, like 20 when that happened?
Man, I don't care how old you is, man. I don't condone and hitting no female. But.
Well, I'm just saying they keep listening to his music.
Right.
I mean, if they want to be real, the way they're saying about everybody else, you know, R. Kelly, you can't listen to his shit, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta be fair.
Man, you know what? I wasn't there, so I don't fucking know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there, but R. Kelly music rocked to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I still rock with R. Kelly.
I never
and
kept
I seen the tape.
I never kept him in rotation anyways. Like, I just didn't.
Never kept him in rotation? I mean,
he had some good songs, but I didn't keep
back
him
in the
rotation.
Day only because I was a slow jam king.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I used to make slow jams and shit, tapes back in the day.
That was
shit.
Your phase?
You know, and R. Kelly, he had the music.
Right. No, I bought his albums. I definitely did.
Yeah, especially 12 play. Come on, man. Gee. Yeah, I still rock with R. Kelly, man.
But I just wasn't a big Kelly. I wasn't a fan where I was like constantly listening to his music. But I definitely had some of his music, and I liked some of the some of the stuff he got. But I just didn't have it in rotation. It wasn't where I was like, "Hey man, throw that R. Kelly on me."
Oh no, nah. It wasn't like that neither, but
no, but you had a phase. Everybody had that phase.
Yeah,
where they was just slow jamming. I get you.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, hell yeah. Back in the day, shit. I used to make a slow jam tape. Shit, what? Somebody get pregnant.
Somebody getting pregnant.
I didn't know what I was doing back then. You know what I'm saying? I was just putting shit together.
Right.
But I'm telling you, y'all know how I put songs together. You know, I can do that shit now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I tell Black sometimes. Like, he writes so many songs. I'm like, man, maybe you should start selling some of these. You know what I mean? Just start selling them off.
What, a song?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, just be a writer. You know, be a writer on some of them. You know, that's all I'm saying. There's some money in there.
Yeah, just be a writer.
Yeah, just be a writer in some of them. Yeah, I mean, there's money in that.
Yeah,
definitely money in that too. But you know, it's up to you. I mean, it's how you feel. You know, some people don't feel like they want to do that. I never felt like I really wanted to do that. You know, so I get it.
So you rather spit your shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could.
I got you.
I don't know if I could do somebody else. I don't know. It's weird.
So you can't write it for you and then just like, here.
Yeah, I don't. I've tried that before, just to see like what it'll work. I'll be like, yo, let me write something and see what you think. You try to spit it, and then, like unless you really show them what to do or they have your flavor or something, you have to work towards their flavor. That's the difference.
Right.
That's what I learned. It's like you can't write for you and think someone else is gonna spit it. You have to write it in a way that makes it for them to probably spit it. Kind of the person you're looking for or something. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Yeah. It just seemed weird. Yeah, it seemed weird. I've wrote some stuff where I've tried to write, like I wrote some like duo songs where I have it like where I could like put anybody in the spot. You know what I mean? It would just and so like I had like I'd write their verse and I wrote my verse and I wrote their verse and I wrote the chorus and said what they needed to say. And so I was like, one day I'll find the right person and we'll do this song.
That's
I
crazy.
just haven't done it yet. I got a few of those.
Yeah, I feel you on that though. I feel it though. If I write it, I want to spit it. It's not gonna come out how it's supposed to come out.
Well, at least you have the idea, and then you could probably rewrite it to what you need to. But the idea's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that would make it easier. Just adapt it to you, kind of a thing. You know how you would say it, because you wouldn't say it the same way as someone else would. So yeah,
Right.
I get that idea. But then that also makes you think, right? So like Snoop Dogg, he puts out a lot of music still. He just put out a new album like 2 days ago.
That's crazy.
And so he doesn't write all his shit anymore. He pays for a lot of his writing. And so, but the thing, and we know that because we know all the way back even when he was doing stuff with Dre and them, he was writing stuff for Dre and stuff like that. So you know what I mean? Like, so they were all trading verses here and there, but it was like, that's weird. Like, how does Snoop still sound like Snoop, but someone else is fucking writing it?
He just made it feel like it's him.
But that's what I'm saying. That person would have to write like that, right? They're not going to just make up some shit, or you think Snoop takes it and does his own spin to it.
Yeah.
Maybe he just takes, he buys that and goes,
probably
okay,
take it and then
I got that, and then just gives his own
little
spin to it. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. The song's written. All you got to do is put the flavor in there. I got you. It's kind of like getting, that.
Put it in there. You can put it in there.
It's kind of getting that box recipe that's already ready to go. All you got to do is put the ingredients together and make it work.
Right.
So he's like, I got all the ingredients. I just got to put the sauce on it.
That's it. Droppers.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right. Just had to work it out. I was just thinking. I was like, damn, Snoop still sounds like fucking Snoop, but everyone's writing this shit? Wait a minute. You know what I mean? I'm like, how does he still sound like fucking Snoop?
Hell yeah. Yeah, he probably take his shit.
Yeah.
And then just take off what he want to take off, add what he want to add on.
That's true. Especially if you're already a writer, because that's what he started as.
Right. Shit, you ain't got to do too much. You ain't got to do too much.
He just doesn't have to work as hard.
Right.
So yeah, I got
It's already written for you.
Right.
All you got to do is just take out what you think that don't sound right.
Right. Just rewrite parts or whatever. Yeah, I got you.
Right. Add little words and make it sound like you.
Yeah, I got you.
That's
and then
crazy.
And then you know you're yourself, so you're going to give it that flavor that you need to give it. So yeah, I got you.
Right.
But yeah, I've never had that moment where like somebody was writing my shit, or I've tried it a couple times where I'm like, yo, like I said, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Just didn't work.
For real, I don't like nobody looking at my shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's
Keep
gonna
it
be
secret.
hard.
You want it to impact when you hit.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard for me.
When
to
I get in
even
there,
do
I
that
want
shit.
everybody to be like, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what you over there hiding, huh? I see what's going on.
Oh shit.
But nah, yeah,
Like,
man.
everybody's a little bit like that.
Yeah.
You ready?
Right.
You ready? I'm ready.
Right. I don't like everybody looking at my shit.
Yeah.
You know,
You might
because
ask questions here and there.
sometimes
you be like,
I
you be
write
like, yo,
words.
does articulate? How do you spell articulate?
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I write words how,
How you say it sometimes?
exactly. So if you look at my shit, you be like, damn, boy, you slow as shit, boy.
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't
You write
that.
in hieroglyphics.
Right. It's just how I write my shit.
Hey, you gotta. I'm with you on that. Like that's why I started writing shorthand in a way, because I did start writing kind of like how you would say it and not specifically the word.
Right.
Yeah. I wrote a lot like that. Like I started. This was in high school when I started writing my raps. So I want to say. Early on, I was writing them in cursive. They were in cursive.
Cursive?
My raps were in cursive.
I never wrote a rap because that's crazy.
My raps were in cursive.
What the fuck?
And then sometimes I couldn't read fast enough what I would wrote because you got to reread the cursive. You know what I mean? And so sometimes shit would get mixed up, or you know how you write it real lazy and shit. So like it would just look fucked up. I'm like, I don't even fucking remember what I said. Holy shit. So my cousin Hans, he was writing his shit in script regular. And so I was like, yo, I need to write it like that. So I started writing it like that. And then that's what started it. And then from there, then the phones came along and you're doing it with type. So it doesn't, It's the same thing, basically.
Right.
But you're not writing it on paper anymore. So, yeah, so I want to say I stopped writing my raps probably around 2010 when I started, maybe 08 or something, 2010 when phones started really coming out. And so I never went back. So if the internet turns off, they're all gone.
That's crazy.
Everything I've wrote since 2010 or some shit.
Just gone, vanished.
Nowhere to be. Oh, wait, you just gave me this, didn't you? I'm fucking tripping. I was like, here, have it back.
Yeah, it's all good, though, man. Shit crazy out here, man. Shit, I hear some parts getting blue, purple rain.
What?
Some parts of the...
Purple rain?
Yeah, like purple and
Prince
blue.
was talking some real shit.
Yeah.
Purple rain.
It's like purple and blue rain. Like, it's purple and blue rain.
Yeah.
And you know some shit changing.
Yeah. Well, that's what, like you're saying. I mean, the new videos we're starting to see, I mean, we're seeing clear videos of a lot of shit. Anomalies in the sky of weird rainbows and streaks and aurora borealis and fucking all. And you're like,
that's crazy.
We've never seen anything like this before, ever.
I just seen a rainbow the other day.
Another one?
Yeah, not too long ago.
You see a lot of rainbows. I like
And
it.
it was, and I seen it, like, it was purple. Damn it. It was purple, blue, yellow, green, red, and orange.
Nice.
Yo, that shit was crazy.
And it was bright to you, right?
Yeah.
Vivid as fuck.
It just rained. It was sometime last week. I think it was Friday or Thursday, one of them days. It just rained, and then I looked up in the sky and I said, damn. Like, I seen the rainbow, like, for the first time, like, clear as fuck.
Right.
I seen, like, all the colors. I'm driving, but I'm still looking at the damn rainbow. I'm like, what the hell?
You
Shit.
observed it.
Shit crazy, yeah. Shit's definitely crazy, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. And all this phenomenon in the skies, and the orbs still ain't stopped. The orbs are still out. You know what I mean? They talking about it was just a big thing back in January, but the orbs are still out there.
Right.
They're still increasing. Motherships are starting to show up. They're starting to get larger ships showing up and stuff. So it's like there is so much anomaly type shit going on that's like they can't even hide it anymore.
Right.
It's getting out. People are seeing shit. And we're going. And the thing is it's probably stuff that's always been there. We just never were paying attention to it. And people weren't, and then because maybe
nobody look up.
And because we weren't vibing at certain vibes, we probably just didn't see it. But it was always probably happening. You know what I mean? That's why I say a lot of this is as we vibe up, we're just kind of ripping through the fucking shit. And it's like, we're going to be like, what the fuck? Totally different world out here, like, because we've been stuck in such a fucking box. You know what I mean? That we're breaking out of that. Subconsciously around the world, we're breaking out of that box, and we're starting to expand it into just knowing more shit and going, wait a minute, all this stuff isn't what they fucking said it was. So yeah, that's where we're heading, folks. That's the world we're heading into. Is we're knowing now that lied to us.
Yeah, they would, and they would never tell the truth, man, because they can't. Because they lied all this time. So one little truth, one little truth will fuck up everything. So
It's starting to.
So they're just not going to say anything.
They can't. Yeah, because the second they say one thing, it unravels it all.
That's what I'm saying.
So they're letting it unravel. Instead of them unraveling it, they're just kind of going, oops, what happened? That's what's happening. That's why it seems like shit happens in the news, and then all of a sudden they go, nah, that was, don't worry about it. You're like, what do you mean? But they just said, what? You're like, and it's like we don't know what to believe because it's like everybody's trying to fucking cover the fucking tracks and shit, and it's like stuff gets out. Stuff gets out here and there.
Yeah. Ain't too much you could do now. Just let that shit happen.
It's full disclosure. That's why, that's what they say. It's because this is full disclosure. There's nothing they can hide from us anymore. I mean, look at the whole thing. They're talking about the whole the food stuff now, right? So what's his name? RFK Jr. is part of cleaning up the food stuff, right? So he's got the dyes and all that stuff coming out the foods and all these things, right? A lot of people have looked into that and have said, okay, that's fucked up. We got to get that out the food. So we put that together, a couple of things, some GMOs and different things, right? They're trying to get that out the food. But did you know that he also, during one of the meetings, he turned and went, oh, and by the way, CPS and HHS were like getting together and trafficking children. He says this out loud at one of the fucking meetings, Congress meetings and shit. And nobody says shit. You know what I mean? Like the news does not blow up about this. You're like, what? So he just mentions this in some shit and everybody goes, okay, yeah, right, whatever.
All right, what's next?
Yeah. And it's like,
damn.
He just said that CPS and HHS, which is another which is the food shit, right? Had gotten together. That's what he found when he went in there and was looking at shit. As he was trying to prepare his shit, he's looking at shit and he's going, wait a minute, what the fuck is this? His team or whatever, they're all looking at shit going, what is this? And he goes, CPS and this branch were teaming up and trafficking children that way. Through food programs and stuff. It was like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. And nobody batted a fucking eye.
That's crazy.
The news just went, okay, and what's next? It's like, what the fuck? That should be fucking... Anywhere else, that would have been the fucking news of the week.
Right.
You're like, what? CPS did what? You're like, I thought they were good guys.
Right. Man, you gotta think. That's why they always, man.
So that's what's telling us. Here's the thing.
Man.
Doge is out here dismantling these programs, right? Because that's what these programs are. Half these programs are fucking trafficking people. That's what's happening.
Facts. Bomb droppers.
And guns and drugs and everything else. Debauchery you can fucking imagine. Is all going down with all this money. And it's our money. It's the taxpayers' money. And we were paying it to them to funnel it through fucking USAID, which funneled it through NGOs, which then funneled it back into their pockets. Ridiculous.
Crazy work, man.
But everybody's out there like, Doge is stealing from you, and Elon's gonna fucking steal your money. What? Because he told you there was fraud happening?
Hold up. We ain't get them checks yet, though, neither, though.
Yeah, that's true. We still ain't got no money. I get it.
Yeah, they ain't talk about that.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. That's because I don't want $5,000. I want all of it.
Right.
I want everything you owe me. I don't want your $5,000. I want everything you owe me.
Right.
Give me it all. I don't want any more. I just want what you owe me. And you know it's way more than $5,000, so stop it.
Facts. Shit, 5,000. They ain't gonna. I mean,
that's why I said, is that one of many checks? Because I'll take $5,000 for the next 20 years or whatever the fuck. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a month. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why, you know what I mean? And that can start to help pay for back for what the fuck you took from me. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Right. I agree.
So yeah.
Shit. That helped out a lot.
You see what I'm saying? That's what we truly are owed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Truthfully. Because and think about that. If everybody had that in their pocket, $5,000, you could live wherever you needed to live and be comfortable and not worry about your bills. Most people could survive on $5,000 alone, just that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you smart with it.
Yeah. Because people are doing with way less. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if we had that, everybody could pay they could pay for a house, they could pay for their basic shit, they could get some food, you know what I mean? And they can be comfortable enough to be able to go do something with themselves instead of fucking worrying every fucking week.
I feel like some people is gonna burn their damn money up, man.
Well, with the mind frames they have now, yes. That's why the mind frame has to change. the mind frame has to change too.
Facts.
You know, you can't just give anybody a bunch of money and say
Right.
whatever you want,
Right.
because that person isn't even conditioned yet to be in that mode.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
They're just gonna go buy a whole bunch of extra dumb shit you don't need.
That's why we're trying to
I see it
educate
happening.
people. That's why we're trying to educate people, because this is, you know what I mean? That's the whole thing. When we first started this show, we were telling people money is coming. You know what I mean? Remember us saying that shit back in the day? It was all coming to this point. We're going to get our money back, and we're going to get it soon. You know what I mean? Like, it's not way off like people want to say. It's soon. And you could say, well, you've been saying that for 2 years. Is 2 years that long? Look how long you've been waiting.
All right, that shit flew past.
You see what I'm saying? Those 2 years is still, and we're right here now. We're even closer than we ever been. Just like they said in 2 years ago.
Right.
But if you look at how the war has unfolded, it makes sense of why it's being pushed. You got to remember, there's a resistance who doesn't want this. That resistance started in 2001 when the towers got blown up. Let's revisit that, right? That's when the war, the final war began. That's when they started battling back and forth. And throughout the time after that now, we've seen, if we go back and look at Hurricane Katrina, that was them too, fucking shit up. See what I'm saying? It's not, it's a war against us. Do you see who the people were? You see what I'm saying? It's a war against us.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. Remember, they're on our land. They're here illegally. The tribes rule these lands, and they have overtaken us. We was here first. You got to go. That's the idea. You know what I mean? Or assimilate to our shit. We're no longer following your laws and your rules. It's not how it works here. You know what I mean? That's what we're moving into. And when you see that, you start to see over the years how all this war has come about to get us to this point. Why is our food poisoned? Why is our air poisoned? Why is our water poisoned? Because it's war, but it's not war like you think. It's not war with bullets. It's bioweapons. It's war with your mental. It's war. You see what I'm saying? It's a whole different war.
Silent war.
The silent war. That's why they said the war will not be televised.
That silent war. That's how they get you.
That's why we got to get our mind frames together. That's why we got to figure that shit out and get our, you know what I mean, and stop succumbing to the bullshit of the world that keeps trying to push shit on us. We got to build out of that and grow out of that and vibe out of that and fucking get our mental together, because that's what's going to win us this war. That's the whole idea.
Facts.
You know, that's why they say it's a spiritual war.
Have yourself in line, man.
Yeah. Because if you're in line and everyone else around you is in line, then everybody becomes in line. You know what I mean? When they knock, better bump straight.
You ever heard that saying, tune in?
Exactly.
You better tune in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tune in. Get your frequencies right.
Yep. Remember my last single that just came out, Dear Lord? I said it in there. I said, remember that frequency and tune to that station.
Yeah, see? Gotta tune in. Bomb droppers.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know what I mean? And that's what we're doing. That's the whole point of changing our mind frame. That's what we're doing. We're talking to people. We're trying to open people's minds and get them out of that box that they got put in, you know? And all that fucking MK Ultra, all that shit is powerful. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked for a long time. We were all under a spell, you know? Some of us more than others, you know? And then that's why we're out here trying to pull y'all out. You know? And it's not even about us being like this hero that runs in and pulls you out. It's giving you enough information for you to start questioning things.
That's it.
That's what it comes down
Just
to.
throw the rod out there.
Yeah. You know, you might pop in on this show and hear something we say and go, wait a minute. You know, and you know what I mean? And then maybe nothing that time. But then you hear us again. You hear something else. You go, oh, wait a minute. That does make sense.
It's a lot of
whatever.
episodes, man. It's a lot
And
of
it's-
episodes to choose from.
Right. And you'll find your episode, whatever it is. Doesn't matter where you start. You don't have to start at one. Maybe one wasn't for you. You know what I mean?
Like you said earlier, you know, you gotta listen to the podcast. It's not down in sections. It's not broken down in sections and shit.
So you never
just
know
gotta
what
listen
we're going to say, where we're
Right.
saying it, right? But we're always giving good information. We're always trying to teach. We're always trying to uplift. We're always trying to give, you know, the next thing, whatever. So, yeah, it's like
Right.
everything's relevant. And we're playing music, and we're having fun, and we're laughing, and we're joking, and we're, you know, doing all the other shit.
Get the message.
Yeah. But just there's messages in there, yeah. And here's the thing. Here's something. Boom. This is kind of where I wanted to go. I'm glad I remembered this. You got to remember. You got to remember we're in this time to bear witness to this time so that we can tell people what happened. Think about that. That was in the Bible, remember? There was people that were there to witness. See what I'm saying? We're those same people. We're witnessing and we're cataloging. And we have 128 episodes at this moment. You see what I'm saying? So that way, when shit in the future starts to happen and things change or whatever's going on, people can look back and go, what was going on back then? And instead of relying on the news and the newspapers that they fucking made up, they now have catalogs of information they can go through, like this show, like many other shows, to see what was really going on.
Right.
So we're here to bear witness and to validate. Remember that? You had to bear witness and validate. So how do we validate? We're witnessing all the things going on right now through the different channels, through the different podcasts, through the different people emerging in the truther community to be certain figures, right? But who's going to trust them? How do people trust them? After what we've been through, how do people go, how do I trust anybody? See what I'm saying?
Right.
We're here to validate.
Right.
They trust us. Your people are going to be, okay, I trust you. If you say this is good, then I can roll with that. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So we'll be able to validate these people and go, we've been following these people from the beginning. These are the people we were talking about in the podcast. These are the people we were referencing. These were the people we were showcasing. These are the people we were talking about. This was where the information was coming from. These certain people that are now emerging as figures, and y'all don't want to trust them. But y'all can trust us because we trust them.
Trust them, right.
You see what I'm saying? And we'll be able to have that argument in a healthy way to show people like, hey, what's happening is happening because this is the way it's supposed to happen. You know, as they're still trying to come out of their shit, because I'm with you. Everybody's had that moment where, who the fuck do I trust then? You know what I mean? Like, if I can't trust this and I can't trust this, what the fuck? It's confusing. It definitely is. But that's why I said that's why these shows are going to exist. That's why these things are out here. That's why this information is growing the way it's growing. It's because people are seeking it. People are finding it. It's finding you, you know, in whatever ways it needs to. And so yeah. So that's why I say we some of us are here to bear witness to what's happening, to be able to, in the future, give validation and put it all together. That's part of what this is. We're here to observe. You know, somebody has to, because we have to be able to tell the truth and not history.
Bomb droppers. Right. I agree with you. 100%.
That's why I said we're the new scholars. You know? We're the new scholars. They're going to go back and watch our shit and write books about our shit because our shit was real. We were the truth at the time. They're not, you know what I mean? They'll be able to say, look, this is how we knew. We had contrast. We had shit going on in the news. We had politics doing this. But we had podcast people talking about this kind of shit. People doing this. People bringing movements. People doing, you know what I mean? We're going to be part of all that shit, you know? Because we got in the mix. We got in the mix and we put information on the airwaves.
That's it. That's it.
So, yeah, we're going to be part of that. So just remember that, folks. If you're here right now, you're going to be a part of that. You're going to be a part of the witnessing that happened and the shit that went down. And we're going to be able to tell that story.
Yeah.
First-hand accounts. I was there.
I seen it go down.
I watched Babylon fall in real time.
Here's how it went.
Yeah.
Real, man. Shit crazy.
Yeah, that's why they say we're in time loops. We're in a timeline, we're in a loop. Is because our future proves our past, like we've talked about before. You know? It proves that all that stuff was real, and not because it happened, you know, perfectly like the fucking stories say, but because it was an event that took place that is now taking place again now. You know what I mean? But in a different modern way. We're not in the fucking Stone Age times they're talking about then.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the story part. That was the lie. It's because it's happening now. We had to decode that. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, this information was about now. And all the different events that have already taken place to now. You know what I mean? And now that's why we're here. You know what I mean? The story is meant to, like they said, to inspoke the idea so you can go, how does that work? How would that work in today's time? You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know, like you can look at like the story of Job, you know, where he goes to the greatest lengths to not do what God's asking him to do. But because he does that, he gets ran through. His life is just a mess. You know what I mean? Until he finally decides to go do it. Then it all starts working out. You know? And then people wonder sometimes why shit's going on in their lives. It's like, are you aligned? Are you doing the things you need to be doing? Or are you just maintaining and surviving? And it's things talking to you, but you're not talking back. Well, of course life's trying to nudge you in the fucking right direction. You know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
it's trying to push you, and you're seeing that as resistance. But you know what I mean? And you're seeing it as faults and shit falling apart and breaking and whatever. You know what I mean? I go, that's what you're that's the manifestations you're creating based on that information you're trying to hold. You know what I mean? Because we're creating this shit. So if we're changing our mind frames, if we're getting into better mind frames, we're doing it, and we're uplifting and vibrating, all those things just start to change, and collectively we all start changing it. You know what I mean? That's why you go somewhere and you go, fuck, when did they build that shit? I swear I was here last week and that wasn't there. Now there's a whole fucking building here.
Yeah, that shit be happening.
You see what I'm saying? That's because the consciousness changed, the consciousness shifted, and the right shit popped up there instead of the fucking vacant fucking bullshit that was already there. Because you'd rather see something better there. That's like an instant manifestation at that point.
Yeah,
We're just not seeing it that way. No one's taught us that. We're not understanding it. You know? There's shit like that that's happening all over our lives. That's why things are disappearing in our lives. But things are, you know, something disappears, but some new shit shows up or something. People are getting stuff like that. You know, or people are like, I had some shirt in my closet that I swear I got rid of years ago, but it's there again. You know, and you're just like where did it come from? It's like because things are moving in and out of the worlds right now because we're shifting, jumping those timelines and working it. You know what I mean? That's what all this is. And so as we're collapsing those timelines, there's some bleed over, there's some lapse, there's some fucking ideas, deja vu. We're seeing shit we did already. Like, oh shit, I remember this. You know what I mean? So it's like we're doing all that crazy shit. That's time travel. We're time traveling.
I haven't had one of those moments in a while. Yeah. Deja vu. I haven't had one of those moments.
Haven't had one in a while? I'm trying to think. I had one lately. Something good.
That's what I'm saying. Like recently, I haven't had one.
Usually I talk about it on the show. I'll bring it up. I brought up a few of those that I had. Few good ones. Yeah. Oh, the last one I did bring up on the show.
What?
Remember I said I was driving my kids. I was picking up my daughter, and then I had to go to the airport and pick up my son. And doing all that, I remember doing it. I had a deja vu moment that we were driving in the car and talking the way we were talking. It all was matching up. And I was like, yo, we had done. I go, yo. And I stopped and I go, yo, we've done this before. And we were just laughing and talking and just having a good time. Just in a moment.
Wonder, do other people feel that feel what you was feeling
at that moment.
Yeah, like
Sometimes,
if they was there.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes when I've talked to other people and we've been in a section where it was a couple people in the moment, somebody else will be like, you know what? It did feel familiar for some reason, but I just kind of brushed it off because I wasn't thinking about it. You
That's
know, like,
crazy.
They're like,
That
but now
shit
that
really-
you're saying what you're saying, they're like, that's why I felt like I felt. You know, or something they'll say. You know, I've heard people say that before. They'll be like, I didn't think it was anything, but something felt familiar about this place. And then, because I'll be telling my story or something like, yo, I just had a fucking.
Yeah.
They might hear me talking or something, you know, or I'm talking to them and they'll be like, I felt that, but I just, maybe I just dreamed it one day or something. And I'm like, yeah. It's 'cause we did this before.
That's something I always ask.
Yeah.
Always wondered, like, do the other person feel?
Sometimes. That's why I said sometimes. And then sometimes people are going, nah, don't feel nothing. They just don't remember yet.
Like,
That's not their moment. It was your moment.
it's my problem. I be trying to figure out what the person gonna say next.
And who's the NPC? Which ones of these people around us really aren't real people? We think they are.
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying. You see what I'm saying? Like, if we can manifest things, we can manifest people too. So how many of these people around us really are just here to, it could be our other angels just helping us along, our friends and our family, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know
That's
who they
how
really
I look
are.
at them, the positive
Yeah, we
ones
don't know who
around
they
me.
really are.
The ones that's a positive around me, I look at them as angels.
Right.
You know.
Right. I got you. I see where you're going with it.
The ones that's dark, you know.
They're just demons.
Yeah, I stay away from
It's a
you.
quick way to figure it out. I got you. I got you.
You know, the ones that's positive around me, okay.
Right. They're
I got
feeding the
you.
light. They're feeding the light.
Yeah. You see what's going on over here.
Right. Oh.
But some people, I don't know, they just can't adapt to this shit.
Not yet.
That little light of yours, just let that shit shine.
That's why I say sometimes your light shining is what irritates them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just part of it. But you can't help that.
Ain't nothing you could do about it.
Do about it. You are who you are. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's up to them to figure it out. That's on them at that point. You know. But yeah, it happens. That happens. You know. But like I said, it doesn't change who you are. You still be you. You know.
Right.
That's the idea. It's like that's part of what was hindering us was we were letting people in our lives dim our light. That's what they always say. Instead of you being able to just be you and reflect who you need to be and, you know, and chase your shit, you know what I mean? Sometimes we let things in our lives, you know, influence us and pressure us into things, you know, and that's very true. Everybody's been there. We've all been pressured or, you know, or shamed into shit sometimes, you know, we're like, fuck, all right, I really didn't want to do that, but whatever, you know what I mean? I'll just deal with it or whatever, you know? So it's like we've all had those moments in our lives and it's like that, but, you know, when you can fully be yourself and just be that creative fucking energy you are, you know, get in the, you know, you're able to get that chill. So you get out of that survival mode and you get into that fucking creativeness, you know? That's where you want to be. That's where you should be.
Yeah.
But, you know, life fucking tries to kick the can down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So-
you ain't got time to do shit, like you
Right.
said earlier. You go to work, come home, take care of the kids,
Right.
cook maybe.
Cook. Try to watch something maybe, you know,
Take
try
a
to relax.
shower.
Right. Then you got to get cleaned up.
Lay down.
Then you got to clean the dishes.
Right. Clean up.
Yeah.
Probably try to catch a show. Then time to go to sleep and get back up and do it again, man.
Do it all over again.
You ain't got no-
We've all been in those moments. The fucking everyday twists and turns, man.
It's like you ain't got no time for yourself.
And then when you do make time for yourself, you know what I mean? Like, then you're just pushing hard. They call it burning the candle at both ends. You know what I mean? Now you're just pushing hard because you're using all available time you know, when you are trying to do shit. And so it's like, you know, yeah, I look at it now like I was rough on my body. When I was drinking, man, Holy shit. The stuff I was putting myself through. Holy fuck. See, I can say it now. I
Yeah.
apologize.
You step back.
Yeah, I
You see what's
apologize.
going on.
I see it now. I see it now. Just like everyone else, they have to take a moment and see it and figure it out.
That's it, man. Some people gotta learn the hard way, man. Some people want to learn the hard way. Cause you could tell them 100 times, and they still not gonna change, man.
Right.
Until something happens, and then you want to change.
Yeah.
I told you.
Usually it takes some shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most people, they don't change that easy.
They just want to.
I do now a lot more.
I don't know. They
I
want
change
to
a
find
lot
out
of
the
things
hard way.
quickly now. I can change fast now. But I worked into it. But I mean, now I'm just like, oh, I can do that, and I just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's my own, like I said, my own discipline and mentality that I built. I had to build into that. Before, it used to be like, I'll get to it. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like you said, let's get started. Once I get started, I'm started.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's it, man.
Don't have to know all the loose ends just yet. You'll figure it as you go.
Just like us, man. We don't read instructions.
Not
Put
most of the
stuff
time.
together. We just put stuff
Not
together.
most of the time. I mean, I'll follow
Sometimes
the
you got to go back and look at it a little bit, but
Yeah.
we always
Yeah, if it
just
looks
try to
simple,
put-
I'm going to put it together real quick.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. You know
I'll
how
look
it
a
is.
couple times. I'll be like,
know how
yeah, it
we
looks
do.
close. It looks close. I only got 3 parts left. It's fine. There's always extras.
Yeah. Shit, I got 7 screws left.
I know, right?
I missed so
No
many.
extra spaces. I didn't see any extra spaces. But this is a lot of screws left
man.
over.
Right. It's still standing.
Right.
It's still standing. Don't put no pressure on it.
Looks sturdy to me.
Yeah, just don't put no pressure on it.
The IKEA special.
Yeah,
Some of those don't even need screws.
that's how we do, man. I don't know why we like that. We just it look easy. Look like we could put it together, so we just try. That's you just trying without the instructions. Just
Yeah.
feel like you know how to do this shit. Shit crazy.
Yeah. Let me try a few things first, and then I'll ask for instructions. You know?
Gotta try.
Got to try first, right? Everybody always says, "Did you try?"
Right. Right.
And then when I try, you'd be like, "Well, did you read the instructions?" No, because I'm trying first, and then I'm going to read the instructions. Can't have it both ways, folks.
Right. Yeah. I prefer to just put it together. Try. If I get stuck, I look at the instructions.
Yeah.
I tried though.
I took an attempt.
Right. I tried on my own.
I tried so
I might gotta
hard.
take it apart, redo it, but I tried.
Oh, you'd be like, "Oh shit, I did put that upside down.
Right.
I gotta fix that."
That's happened before. Shit was upside down and shit. I had to turn it back off. Like, oh man, me thinking I'm knowing what the fuck I'm doing,
Right?
but it worked. Made it work.
You got it there.
Yeah, it made it work. Hey, but the point is, folks, start. Make an attempt. Do something. Do something, folks.
PPEmusic.com.
That's it.
ElevateYourLife.site.
Ooh.
Audacity Out Loud. Coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Awkward Intelligence. Episode 128. How y'all doing?
128.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Accomplishment.
saying. Remember when we were just trying to get to 50?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're doing 150.
That's crazy. Yeah. You know the day I didn't know today was Wednesday?
I almost forgot too.
I looked at I said, hold up.
I almost forgot. Because yesterday I asked what day it was 3 times.
I don't know what's going on.
Yesterday I was like, today's Tuesday, right? Because I got to go to the show tomorrow, right?
Right.
And everybody was like, yeah, it's Tuesday. I was like, okay, I'm just making sure because I feel like I'm supposed to be somewhere, right?
Yeah, that was a little weird, man, because today I hit my lady and I said something to her, but it happens on Tuesdays. And she's like, nah, babe, that was yesterday. And I was like, yesterday? I was like, wait a minute. And
you were off a day, yeah.
And we stopped texting and shit, right? So I went to my calendar and I was like, oh, shit, today is Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
The fuck? I didn't know today was Wednesday?
Right. I thought I was a day early. You thought you were a day late.
Yeah,
Nice.
See? That's crazy.
That's why I said we're time traveling, time slipping right now. We're doing shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how we know because shit's not, you know what I mean?
I thought that day was Tuesday.
Yeah. Missing time, man. This shit happens. We're like, man, is it next week already? You're like, fuck, I thought it was Thursday. It's fucking Tuesday right now.
I told you,
You're like,
man. I told you that time be moving.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Weeks, and it's sometimes I feel like it is when you have things going on during your week. Your weeks just fly, man. Things are going on.
Right.
And next thing you know, we're here again.
Right.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Sometimes it don't feel like a week.
It really
then we're
don't.
right back.
It really don't, because sometimes I think about it, I'm like, damn. Okay, it's Friday. Okay.
Right.
Saturday, Sunday gonna pass. And I'm like, fuck.
Like it's only been 3 days, but how's it Wednesday again? You know?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, damn, time is really moving. But I'm going along with it, you know.
Yeah.
Going along with it. Hope y'all taking care of yourself, man. Taking care of your body.
Yep.
Take care of your body,
Mental,
man.
physical,
Yeah.
spiritual.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Put it in a box. Tie a bow on it. I'm just kidding.
But nah, elevate your life that sight, man.
Start wrapping this thing up.
Yeah.
That's what do we got? What are we leaving them with? Episode 128.
128. Well, for me, it ain't nothing wrong with giving another male a compliment. You know,
Gotcha.
because a lot of men don't want to give a compliment to each other because they feel some type of way about it.
Yep. I think we've talked about this before.
You know.
I remember.
So just, you know, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You just giving a compliment.
I remember we said this before. Like you said, where you were like saying, like, you know, you come in and say if your shoes are cool or something, like where you gonna buy it, where you get them from or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People might feel a certain way or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I got you. But that's what I'm saying. It's all avatar stuff. We're all buying skins from the store. You know what I mean?
So good.
So it's cool to be like, hey, that's a nice skin, man. That's cool.
So good, bro.
Right.
All love, man.
Yep, I got you.
Just don't take it no way. That's all. Thank you and keep moving.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is like, because I wear the shirts a lot of times. When I go out, I try to wear like AwkwardIntel shirt a lot of times, you know, just so people see it, you know.
Right.
But some people will come up to me and talk to me about shit sometimes. Sometimes I forget that I'm even wearing a certain shirt. And somebody might be standing next to me and they'll be like, oh, they'll say something about it. And I'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, what? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, the shirt. I was like, what the fuck's this guy just said to me? Yeah, because one time I wasn't wearing an AwkwardIntel shirt. I was wearing I think it said Mexican Drinking League. A Mexican Drinking League I got from San Antonio one time, right? So I'm wearing that shit. And this dude was standing next to me. He was like, hey, that's my league. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, that's my league. And I go, oh, the shirt. I was like, okay, shit, I got you. It's like, what the fuck? So sometimes it throws me off, but that's the whole point, though, is to get some reaction sometimes. So I do get some, and that's cool. Yeah. You know, I've had some even see the military stuff on them before. Sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, you military?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I used to be Army or something." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I was Army too." They'd be like, "All right, cool, man." So it's like sometimes you just get, different people will go, "Oh, what's that on your shirt?" Sometimes, you know what I mean? Better than nothing, right?
Oh, believe me. Hey, people looking.
Better
man.
than nothing, but
People
they're
looking,
seeing,
but they don't say nothing though.
right.
That's
Sometimes they don't. A lot more.
That's
but
what I'm trying to say.
Right. That's why I said some people are talking, but yeah, it's okay to get out there and just. I do it. I do it a lot more now too. You're right. I do it a lot more too. I'll be like, "Oh shit, that's a cool shirt," or something like that. So, because, like I said, I be trying to wear cool shirts too. You know what I mean? So, I'll be like, "Damn, that's a good one. I like that."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like this dude had on a shirt the other day. And it said, "What the fuck it say?" It say, "I can't. No adult time. I can't play," some shit like that. I was like, damn, I like that shit.
Made sense at the time.
Yeah, I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bumper sticker. You know what I mean? It's like a
Adult.
bumper sticker that we wear on our
What the fuck
adults.
it say?
Adult swim time.
I can't remember what the fuck it said.
Damn.
But it say adult can't play, some shit like that. I was like, that's
Made
a slick
sense.
shirt. Yeah,
Made sense.
yeah, a slick shirt.
Nice.
I like that. It's cool. Give a compliment, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. To everybody.
Yep. Anybody and everybody.
It's cool.
And don't be slick with the women. Stop it.
Yeah. Just
Don't
give
use
them,
it as an opportunity to be a creep.
Exactly. Just give them a compliment and keep moving, man. Because a lot of females think you trying to talk to them.
I know. I already.
You ain't even trying to talk to them.
Yeah.
Just give them a compliment.
Thought the bow in your hair was nice. I mean, come on.
Right.
It's a good touch. Brings out your eyes.
That's it.
Have a good day. See ya.
Yeah, especially fuck around like that, though. I just gave you a compliment, lady. That's it. Hey, that's something my mother told me I always do, though. She always told me give a lady a compliment.
Yeah. Oh, you win them over every time. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Let's give them a compliment, keep moving, man. That's all.
Definitely.
That's it. That's all.
All right. Episode 128. Awkward Intelligence. I'm Intox along with
BDot, baby.
and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Awkward intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
This is awkward intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
Awkward intelligence.